Okay, Artigos. So today we will do the chapter of Artigos. Artigos are articles. So what are the articles that we have in English?
A and the.
Exactly. A and the. We also have some and few. These are also articles. So for these in Portuguese, we have many words. We'll see what are the words. But before that, we need to understand when we talk about articles, there are two types of articles. One is called the definite article and one is called the indefinite article. Anybody who is already familiar with these terms and can explain what is definite article and what is indefinite article? Anyone has any idea?
I think the definite article means when it points to a fixed or a particular fixed thing, and
Yes,
A and R are are meant to be used for general things.
yes, right. Can you give me an example?
Like a house can belong to anybody. It's not particular. So
Right,
and
right.
if we want to use house in particular, then we can also use the house if we are very sure that this is a particular house which you're talking
Yes.
about.
Okay. So I guess definite and indefinite articles, we know the examples. That is, we know in English we use a and an for, sorry, this is for indefinite articles, a and an. And in definite articles, we use the word the. But what is the difference between these two? Where do we use the definite article and where do we use the indefinite article? Let me share a new screen and let us make this concept clear. So, definite articles, as the name suggests, it is definite. We talk about something particular when we are trying to use this article. Okay, something particular. And when we say indefinite article, it is something that is undefined. Okay, undefined. So, what is the use exactly? We understand the definition, that is, definite article is defined, indefinite article is undefined. That is okay. But where do we use it? So, definite articles, we will use them in two situations. When we are talking about a specific noun or the noun has been mentioned before in the conversation, or the noun is a unique object in the complete universe. That means it is only one in the complete universe. Let us see some examples. For example, if I say the earth is round. So if I say the earth is round, then we are talking about an object that is only one in the whole universe. We have only one earth. So this is an example of a unique object. Next example, I lent you money. I want the money back. That means I am using an object. The money here has already been mentioned in the conversation before. I lent you money. I want the money back. That means I am not asking for money from you. I'm asking my money back. We are talking about some specific money. So here we are talking about specific object or object that has been mentioned before. If I say, I want the student to speak, I want the student who was absent to speak. Okay. So I am clearly mentioning which student I want to speak. Okay. The student who was absent. I want that particular student to speak. So I'm being very specific. So object is well defined or specific. Now, where do we use the indefinite article? Let's say the indefinite. So indefinite we use to refer to general objects, not specific. For example, let us take a similar sentence. I said, I want the student who was absent to speak. But if I say I want a student to speak, in this case, any student can speak. I'm I'm not mentioning which student has to speak. I'm just saying I want a student to speak. That means I want someone to speak. So this is general, undefined. Anyone can speak. For example, if I say there is a car on the street. So I didn't define anything about the car. I didn't say, I'm not talking about any particular car. I'm talking that there is a car on the street. I want to be a teacher when I grow up. I want to be a teacher. Generic. I'm not saying talking about any particular teacher. I'm just saying I want to be this person. I want to be a teacher when I grow up. So these are some examples of indefinite articles. It can be in plural also. For example, if I say there are some fruits on the table. There are some fruits on the table. So we don't know which, I'm not talking about any specific fruits. I'm saying they're just fruits. We don't know which kind of fruits, or we have not described these fruits before or after the conversation. They're just general. Okay? There are some fruits on the table. I have invited a few friends for the party. So here we are talking generally. I have invited a few friends. They are some friends. I'm not describing which friends, or I'm not saying what kind of friends. I'm just saying I have invited a few friends for the party. Now, see, if I extend these sentences and I refer to the same friends again. For example, I have invited a few friends for the party. In the next sentence, I'm saying the friends will reach at 8. Here I'm saying I'm using the definite article the because I have already mentioned these friends before. Now I'm talking about only the friends that I have invited. That is why I'm using a definite article. The friends will reach at 8. There are some fruits on the table. The fruits are fresh. Now I'm using the fruits because we have already talked about these fruits before. They have been mentioned in the conversation. So that's why I'm using article the, that is definite article. So this is the basic difference between definite and indefinite article. Definite article means it is defined. So it can be defined in two ways. Firstly, either we have mentioned it in the conversation before, or we are talking about something specific. And secondly, it can also be a definite article when we're talking about an object which is only one in the whole universe. That object is only one, a unique object in the whole universe. These are definite articles. And everything apart from that is indefinite articles. Whenever we are referring to something that is undefined or a general noun, for that we use the indefinite articles. So before we move on to the concept in Portuguese, It is very important that we understand the concept itself of definite and indefinite articles. So, is everybody clear with this? Whatever I explained till now. Can you give me a thumbs up? आज में change. Okay. Now let's move on to Portuguese. So in Portuguese we call them artigos. Temos dois tipos de artigos. We have two types of articles. First one is artigos definidos. Um momento. And second one is artigos indefinidos. Definite articles and indefinite articles. Artigos definidos incluem o, a, os, as. E artigos indefinidos incluem uma, uns, umas. You will better understand this with the table, just like you have the table in your book. We'll make a same table here. So let's say masculine, feminine, singular, plural. First, let's talk about the artigos definidos. Definite articles. So masculine singular is u. Masculine plural is us. Then feminine singular is a, and feminine plural is ash. Let us see some examples with this. For example, o homem está cansada. Cansada means tired. Cansado. Cansado means tired. So what is the meaning of the sentence?
A man is tired.
Is it a man?
The man is tired.
Yes. Okay. Be very careful. It means the man is tired. We are talking about definite articles. The man is tired. Then let's see the plural version. For example, os prédios são altos. Prédio means building, alto means tall. So what is the meaning of the sentence?
The buildings are tall.
The buildings are tall.
Buildings are tall.
Yes. See an example with this one. A. Example. A minha irmã estuda medicina. What is the meaning?
My sister is studying medicine.
My sister studies medicine.
Medicine.
Why are we using the definite article here? Why the? Or why a minha irmã? Although we are not using article in English at all, actually. But in Portuguese, we are. Why are we using the definite article in this?
Ma'am, because it refers my sister. It is confirmed that it is.
Any other ideas?
That she has a student of medicine.
Yes, but why are we using the definite article in this?
Because it is that it's a definite to show that she is a student.
No.
Because ma'am, she's talking about her sister who is particularly studying medicine.
Okay, but any other reasons, anyone? Okay, I'll give you another example, and both of them will, use the same logic why we are using the definite article. Let's understand this. If I say, Ana estuda medicina, so why are we using definite article here? Although we do not use this article in English, we don't say the Ana in English, but in Portuguese, a Ana means the Ana. So why do we use the, definite article in this? What is the logic here? What are the two cases anyway in which we use the definite articles?
And because we're talking about a specific thing,
Not a thing, we're talking about a person.
person,
See,
and
uh,
profession.
yeah. See, it's not about being particular. It is about being only one. Why? Whenever we take someone's name, if I say, Rashmi é a estudante de português. So Rashmi as a person is only a single person in the whole universe. So we don't use articles in English with names, but in Portuguese we do use articles with names. It is very common to use articles with names. And the only logic that we use articles, definite articles with names, is that whenever we are taking the name of a particular person, that person is only one in the whole universe. There can be more people with the name of Rashmi. There can be another person who has the same name, but there cannot be another Rashmi. There cannot be another person who is the same person. So when we are talking about people, we use the definite article. When we are talking about relationships, we use the definite article. Okay. When I'm saying a minha irmã, the person that I'm talking about is only one unique person in the whole universe. So to denote that, we use the definite article. So always remember, whenever we are talking about any kind of relationship, a minha mãe, my mother, o meu pai, os meus pais, my parents. If you have seen the chapter of familia, we are always using definite articles there. And the only reason why we use definite articles with names and relationships, because they're only one in the whole universe. The person that we are referring to, that is only one person in the complete universe. That is why we are using definite article. For example, here let's say as minhas primas são professoras. Let's make this a little bit more. Todas as minhas primas. All my cousin sisters are teachers. Todas as minhas primas são professoras. Apart from this, where all can we use the definite article? Let's see. So, for example, o carro é muito rápido. The car is very fast. We are talking about a specific car. The car is very fast. For example, o mercado tem uma multidão. The market has a crowd. O mercado tem uma multidão. Multidão means crowd. The market has a crowd. So we are definitely talking about a specific market. That is why we are saying o mercado. Let's see. O computador funciona bem. The computer works well. O computador funciona bem. Let's look at some sentences in plural as well. Os empregos lutam por seus direitos. The employees fight for their rights. Direitos means rights, adhikar. So, os empregos lutam. Lutar verb, we had read this before. Lutar is to fight. Lutar por means to fight for something. So, os empregos lutam por seus direitos. Okay. Let's say, os meus pais são um momento, por favor. Ok, let's say os meus pais são gentis. My parents are kind. The actual word is gentil, and in plural we make it gentis. Gentil means kind, or in European Portuguese we'll say gentil, gentil, and in Brazilian we'll say gentil. So these are some examples of the definite article. Now I want you to use the definite article in the masculine form and make one sentence. So let's move on to the indefinite articles. Artigos indefinidos. So the artigos indefinidos are indefinite articles. These are general articles. Let's have a similar table. The masculine singular indefinite article is and in plural it is uns. Anything that has m in the singular, when it is made into plural, we remove the m and we'll add ns. So becomes uns. I hope you remember the rules. Then in singular feminine we have uma, and plural will be, what will the plural of this?
Umas.
Umesh. Okay, now let us look at some examples. For example, o homem está na porta. A man is at the door. Homem. We're not saying which man. We're not defining the man. We are saying a man is at the door. Vendedor vende flores nessa rua. A seller sells flowers on that street. I want you to take a moment and look at this word nessa. Nessa actually has two words in it, em mais essa. Here the word em is a preposition. It means on. We have seen this before as well. Em means on and essa means that. And when they'll come together, they will not come as two different words. They'll come together and they'll become nessa. Nessa rua, on that street. For example, tem ator novo no filme. That means there is a new actor in the film. Let's see some sentences with uns. Uns amigos vão atender a festa. Some friends will attend the party. Uns filhos uns filhos vêm ou vêm ao parque todos os dias. Some kids come to the park every day. A um momento. Aos celulares que são muito baratos. There are some phones which are very cheap. So in this you can see every time we are talking about some object that is not defined. Okay. Maybe we are just introducing the object. We have not talked about that object before. This is the first time that we are introducing the object, and then we are maybe we are adding some specification to it, but it is the first time that we are introducing the object. So in these cases we use the indefinite article where the object is till now not defined. Till now it is not defined. Let's see some indefinite with the feminine ones. Example. Mm, El, ele tem uma casa grande. He has a big house. Ele tem uma casa grande. Essa é. Ela é uma advogada. She is a lawyer. Uma menina bate a porta. A girl knocks the door. Bate a porta. This is bater verb. B-A-T-E-R. Bater. Bater is to beat or to knock. Uma menina bate a porta. Or uma menina bate a porta. A girl knocks the door. Assistimos filme hoje à noite. We watch a film tonight. So it is a film. We are not saying which film we are going to watch. We're just saying we're going to watch a film tonight. Same thing we can do with the plural as well. For example, eu ponho umas frutas na mesa. I put some fruits on the table. Eu visito algumas igrejas em Portugal. I visit some churches in Portugal. Ele fala algumas línguas. He speaks a few languages. We're not saying which languages. We are saying he speaks a few languages. Algumas cidades algumas cidades têm muito poluição. Okay. Tem muito poluição. Some cities have a lot of pollution. So these are some examples with indefinite articles, both masculine and feminine, singular and plural. So I want you to make a few sentences. Okay, if we don't have any questions, let's conclude the class. É tudo, gente, para hoje. Muito obrigada. Tchau, tchau. E boa noite.
Boa noite. Tchau, tchau.
Boa noite.
Tchau, boa noite.
Boa noite. Tchau.